Hello everyone, it's Friday night, and this is the Kickstarter report. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I think I'm going to do this Friday nights now for the most part. I might do what's on deck on Sundays. Let's look at what's going on in the world of Kickstarter, mainly in the world of playing cards. First of all, the Oracle playing cards, mystifying playing cards as they call them, funded almost 300% funded, well, over 250% funded anyways. 87 minutes to go and counting. That puts it right around 8:30 p.m. Central Time, somewhere around there. Yes, I would say 8:30 p.m. Central Time. If you haven't picked it up, make sure you do. It's a pretty awesome deck. If you get the Bicycle branded deck, you also get a mini Ouija board and a planchet. I think that's pretty awesome. It's better than just saying, oh, here's a Bicycle branded deck, go buy it because it's a bicycle. No, go buy it because it's a bicycle and it comes with this cool add-on. Also, a new deck on Kickstarter just launched today. It costs $100 each. Say what? $100 each? Well, it ain't your standard ordinary deck of cards. This is the first ever, to my knowledge, carbon fiber playing cards. 100% real carbon fiber. It's a standard deck of 54 cards. I guess that means it's 2 jokers. Standard poker size and about the same thickness. These are made of carbon fiber, which carbon fiber is, it says, made from very small strands of carbon that is woven into a fabric. That fabric is then combined with a resin, placed into a mold to create complex shapes, or laid flat to create a seat, and that's what they're doing. Basically, this combination creates a composite material with a very high strength to weight ratio, and it's often been described as being stronger than steel yet lighter than aluminum. Sounds pretty good, but it's freaking expensive. You can get for $20 an ace, king, queen, and jack in whatever suit you want, plus shipping. For $25 you can get the whole royal flush. And of course, like I said, for $100 you get the deck. And if you want more than one, it's another $100 for another one. It'll be $300 for free. Pretty expensive. I am going for one plus a metal case for another $20. I figured if I'm spending $100 on deck, what's another $20 for a metal case instead of the plastic case that it normally comes in. If you're spending that much money for a deck of cards, you might as well pop for a nicer case, you know, instead of the cheap plastic one. I think that's a typo. It says stretch goal $700,000. Actually, it's $70,000, but they added an extra zero, and that's for a different colored case. If there's $100,000, there's going to be cards that have a different color in the threads. That'll make it blue, and I think that they could also do red eventually. It looks pretty good. Basically standard bicycle face cards and court cards. I don't know how to handle, but it's pretty unique anyways. Also, back on Kickstarter, the Finagle deck. I told you about this one a couple of months ago. It's back. They've been worked on improving it. They cut out some of the extras, so it's only going to be for playing cards, pretty much, and lower goal, only about $7,000. So $6,700 actually. The cards have a very nice back design. It kind of reminds me of a mixture of the Tally-Ho circle backs and the Aristocrat banknotes. Lots of nice line work and details. All the cards are completely custom. I'm not so sure about having what looks like pretty much a jumbo index and then tiny pips, but the rest is pretty awesome. And I backed it last time, and I'm backing it again this time. Also, you on Kickstarter, for like the 100th time, another Cthulhu deck. I wish people would start printing decks that have names that are like impossible to pronounce correctly. This one is part of a game, and it's from somebody in the UK, but I believe it's supposed to be bicycle for USB-C decks. And it comes with a game with some tokens and stuff like that. I mean, you can buy just a deck, or you can buy a deck with a game, or a couple of decks with the game. About $30 US, you get 2 decks and 52 of their sanity tokens and a game, which is pretty cool. The cards themselves, they're not bad. They're a lot better than that other Cthulhu set of decks that was just funded recently that I decided to cancel. Although it's a little bit goofy, or it sounds like it reminds me. It kind of reminds me of one of those, Bear Brick decks or the Tiki DK deck. It's more cartoony, but it's not bad. And the back design is nice and simple, clean. And I think it's pretty cool. Moving along, the Sherlock Holmes deck, 245% funded. That's $73,000 with 28 days still to go. It's going to be up there. This one has 3 different decks. There was some surveys this week to, look at some other stuff. One of the things they're looking at is the bicycle branded decks, but it was pretty much no. People didn't want to see that. There's enough decks as it is, I guess. The other thing they wanted to do was look at customizing the limited edition deck, which would have changed the back design of those cards. I'm not sure about the faces right now, but it would have changed the back design for sure, instead of just being a different box. And again, that was a resounding no. A lot of people did not want to see those changes because that would have meant going from 1,000 decks to 2,500 decks, and then they're already paying $25 for the deck. It wouldn't be worth that much if it jumped all of a sudden to 2,500 decks. So people pretty much said no. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not getting it anyway because it's too much money for just a different box. If they had changed it, I would have gone for it. But whatever. There is still another deck to come in the Sherlock Holmes campaign once they reach enough funding. I forget what the name of that one is, but it should be good. And the Princess Bride deck, the Princess Bride series of decks, that project they've released their design for the 3rd deck. Doesn't look too bad. And of course, well funded again. The Plain Arts deck, which has 54 cards, every card is designed by a different artist. And it's obviously not standard. It's pretty cool though, although I don't know if I've seen a back design. But that one has 21 hours to go. If you've missed out, go check it out. It's 634% funded, in case you're wondering. It was a low goal, that's for sure. The 3D deck, 7 days left if you haven't gotten that one yet. Almost $120,000 in that one. And I believe they were doing something else. I don't know what it was. The Gentleman 52 bicycle deck, finally funded in the last hours. Has 47 hours to go, and it is now 105% funded. For days it was going really slow. It looked like it was going to be very close, and it finally squeezed by. And let's see if there's anything else to tell you about. I know the Kingdoms of a New World finally released a new or released the image of the tuck box, and it looks pretty good. That one's still got a fair amount of time to go, and it's well funded. The Bicycle Dark Template, 6 days left, 200% funded, If you haven't picked it up yet, what are you waiting for? The Density playing cards, 6 days left, over 100% funded. Another new deck of cards, I actually heard about it. It's now on. It's the Crystallum. Crystallum playing cards. It's supposed to be USPC deck. I don't even know if I want to back it because it's by that guy XTU Productions, and every time he releases a deck, it's a failure. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is, but basically the theme of this one is crystal, and apparently it's designed by the same person who designed the Emosins, Iron Kings, and the Creepy decks. And the only thing I see is it's probably going to be a sticky point. There's the court cards are fairly standard. It's just got a lot of crystal-like elements to the cards. They look basically the faces of the cards look like they're crystallized or like they're ice. It's pretty cool, but I don't know if it's going to sell based on that. The back design is a little, I don't know. And of course the borders does not match the faces of the cards, so that's a little sticky point. It's not bad, but it's not great in my opinion. We'll see how it does. So far, it ain't doing too good. It's at 3% funded with 29 days to go. It's going really slowly, and I just don't see this one getting funded. He hasn't had a USPC deck funded yet. They've all failed. He has trouble getting decks that are not USPC funded. And in fact, the Creepy deck, I know they're trying to, is sent out an update saying that they're sending it to someone else to produce. My guess is collectibleplayingcards.com, but I don't know. And yeah, I mean, that's what he's been doing for a lot of his work. Also, the League of Monsters deck, back on Kickstarter, it failed as a USPC deck. It is funded now, but it's not USPC, it's not Bicycle. I almost don't want to back it because of that, but I decided, you know what, these guys deserve a little support. Kevin Cox, the creator, backs a lot of projects. It's time to give back, in essence, and it's not bad, it's just a little cartoony. The Bicycle Grunzland from Being Poker World is going pretty slowly, 31% funded, but still got a couple of weeks to go. Huh, here's another new deck, or decks. It's the 2013 Playing Cards series. 4 decks. One is Metal Solids, one is Dragons, one is Helvetica, whatever that is, and one is Popular Rock Band. How that one's going to pass. Trademark, I don't know. Each one has different faces. I can see the Popular Rock Band has Led Zeppelin on one of the queens. Apparently custom pips on that one as well. Metal Solids looks a little bit scary. Let's just say the Metal Solids looks like it features a lot of circles and triangles and cylindricals and shapes and stuff like that. And then the other one, Helvetica, I don't even know what it is. It features parts of words on the faces of the cards and letters, and then this big weird index in the corners. It has a number inside, half a pip right in the corner. This is their first created project, which is not good. They're only looking for $1,400 to get in there. But they want $40 for all 4 decks. It's $10 each. Apparently he has 2 major obstacles. Number 1, his daughter needs to draw a bunch more dragons, and 2, he needs some kind of agreement to use album imagery for Atlantic Corporation, for the Popular Rock Band. so it doesn't have copyright issues like I mentioned. It sounds kind of like red flags. You're gonna have a deck that you don't have, that has copyright stuff, and you don't have permission for it, and you're probably not going to get permission for it because nobody knows who the hell you are. I mean, it's not like it's Jackson Robinson doing this. It's somebody. Nobody knows. At least, at the very least, he's connected to Facebook. I can friend him, and that's good. But I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's going to be funded because it's such a low goal, but it's not for me. And, 15 minutes. I better speed this up. The Persian Empire Royal Edition deck, it's not going to make it, I don't think. 36% funded with 6 days to go. It's not looking good. And I think it's just a lot of people don't trust the creator. Although, it looks like the first deck is being made. It's got pictures of him with proofs and stuff like that, so that's good. The Bicycle Photographist, 12 hours to go. It needs a miracle. 63% funded. It's not going to happen. However, he's already come up with plans to relaunch. Although, based on him saying that it's going to be half the funding goal, tells me it's not going to be USBC. It's only going to be Bicycle. So, I'm probably going to pass. The Bicycle Meridian deck, which I backed and then was forced to cancel by the designer because I gave him an opinion. Finally funded with 6 days to go, just over 100%. Somehow. Oh yes, I have to tell you about this one. The Vampire and Zombie Card Decks Project is the title. It's, what did it say? Something about the Vampire Society. But basically, one deck is a Vampire Society deck, the other one is a zombie deck. Both feature horrible one-way back designs with words all over them, from what I can tell, as long as that is the back design. The Vampire one even says Vampire Society Playing Card Company on the bottom of the cards. And the Ace of Clubs looks like it has Ace of Spades, whatever the hell that is. It features what looks like Dracula. And same with the court cards, and they basically look like they get custom suits. Yes, they do. They get the fangs, axes, brains, and bats. Aha. And then the other one, oh yes, and there's also blood. So that's 5 different suits in one deck of cards. I don't understand that. But anyways, I don't think it's going to make it. Holy crap, 57 days to go. It's got to be the longest card project I've ever seen. They're only looking for $3,000, so with 57 days they might actually make it. However, you'd probably be an idiot to buy these cards because they just look horrible. They just feature a lot of photographs, basically copy and pasted, and whatever, horrible one-way back designs, and just utter crap in my opinion. The Comic-Con bicycle cards, 22 days to go, only 44% funded. It's doing pretty horribly. This one is from the same company as the 8-bit bicycle decks, but to me it's got copyright issues written all over it because it says Comic-Con on it. And they've released a limited edition deck which has a different back design. It's supposed to be limited. It's going to be at least 2,500 decks at that rate. And like I said, it's got a different back design. It looks like a Spider-Man deck because it's got spider webs on it, even though it's blue, and it says Comic-Con on it, and it's got some other kind of logo. But basically, it looks like it could be a Spider-Man deck. But it's a little bit better than the other one that has comic book pages all over it, basically. I'm not humongously fond of this deck, and I don't know if it's going to actually get funded. It's going very slowly. And they plan on making a series out of it, go figure. A Clockwork bicycle deck, I think I mentioned it before, it's going really slowly. It only got 634 pounds out of 8,000, 27 days to go. It's not the greatest design. and I just don't think it's going to make it. And the first time around, like I mentioned before, they were only looking for £1,000, and I said, this project, I posted a comment, said, this project has too many red flags. You got a guy who's not connected, is not, connected his Kickstarter to his Facebook account. It's his first project. I think actually it's his second. Nobody knows anything about it. I think his first project had issues. And he's going to point the bicycle deck with only £1,000. Yeah, no. And I sent him a friend request and he never said anything about it. Oh yes, yeah, he had no projects. This is his second project. His first one was cancelled, and then immediately after that he relaunched the same project. Go figure. And the Greenback deck, 71% funded with 20 days to go. Go check it out. It's pretty nice. Although I hope that they're not doing white faces with black borders. No, okay, that's just an image. And then the Caravan of Seers cards, those were successfully funded a couple days ago, finally. All 3 decks are coming. The Split Suit playing cards, those were funded a couple days ago. Again, I didn't get that one. He doesn't want to ship outside the US. His loss. For $665, it's not going to be the greatest quality deck anyways. Like I said, that Cthulhu bicycle decks, those were funded. The Civil Unrest bicycle playing cards, those are being printed soon, I believe. The Cats and Kittens playing cards, I guess not too many cat and kitten fans. Only 9% funded with 4 days to go. It's not going to make it. The Irish Gaelic playing cards somehow were funded in the last wee minutes of the campaign, because it did not look like it was going to be funded. And the Elves and Orcs bicycle cards from Nat Iwata, those are coming. I think he's starting to ship them. And the Zombie Blacks, Zombie Whites, these will be coming soon. The Platinum Bicycles, I should have them any day now. And that's what I got for the Kickstarter report. And one other thing I should mention though, is this guy doing a project that's sort of playing cards related. I'm sure you've all seen the classic painting that has dogs playing poker. See a bunch of dogs sitting around a table playing poker. Well, this guy has created 2 projects now based on it. Basically a ripoff. One is a full color poster of the dogs playing a role-playing game, Dungeons and Dragons, I believe. And the other one was of them sitting there playing Magic, with their Magic playing game, whatever that is. And to me, that's just a cheap ripoff. And I don't understand how you got $12,000 in the first campaign, and the second one is almost funded, but not near as much, only $600. To me, that's crap. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that. That's what I got. I'll see you next time.